Story 1. Mother-in-law who insists that her only granddaughter spends too much time with her mother. I've been dealing with this ongoing issue and just had to vent. I've taught my daughter about personal boundaries and respect for others, including using respectful krinza, the term I use for showing kindness and boundaries in my culture. In my husband's family, though, everything is much more traditional, and they don't really respect personal limits. Whenever a relative of my mil comes around, my daughter gets clingy with me. She doesn't like when people insist on kissing or hugging her. She just wants to say no when she's not comfortable, and then she comes around and gets closer when she's ready. But this almost never happens. Instead, it leads to serious arguments with my husband's family. Apparently, just waving or giving a high five isn't enough for them. So when we visit, they'll ask for a kiss, and if my daughter says no, they insist. When they push, she clings to me like I'm the only lifeline in the middle of a desert. And of course, my ml and her family start saying it's because she spends too much time with her mother, or things like that. They criticize my parenting openly, even giving long, condescending speeches about it. I've had enough. The last time this happened, I finally snapped and said, she just sees her relatives too much and they don't accept no. My husband supported me, but my ml got furious and told me I wasn't being polite. I replied, it's also not polite to criticize the mother in front of the child. Since then, I found out they blocked me from the family chat, though I never really used it anyway. Did I go too far? My ml and her family have been constantly making critical comments about my daughter's behavior, and I'm just tired of it. Comment 1. I didn't know I could say no. This was said by a victim in a thread similar to this one. It really struck me, and I think about every time this issue comes up. Comment 2. LOL, so Mil and her family don't have to be polite to you or your daughter, but heaven help us if you don't bend to her condescension. What a witch. Awesome for you and your husband to stand up for your little family, and good job protecting your daughter's autonomy. Comment 3. I've never understood the desire to be kissed or hugged by someone who has to be forced to do it. It's not a sign of affection, it's a sign of how much control you have over another person. Keep standing up for your daughter. A high five or a wave is a perfectly polite alternative. Story 2. In-laws dismiss pregnancy but want to be around when baby is here? My in-laws are acting like I'm not even pregnant. They don't check in, don't ask how I'm doing, nothing. The only time they've mentioned anything is when they asked my husband a couple of times if we've picked out a name. I've been to L&D multiple times this month, and still, they don't ask how things are going. Then, my ml casually mentioned to someone that she can't go on a trip with them because she'll be busy with the baby since we're due around that time. It drives me insane that they can't acknowledge the pregnancy but still feel entitled to everything when it comes to my husband. I've already had a conversation with my husband, and we've agreed that no visitors will be coming for at least 6 weeks after the baby's born since I'm having a C-section. I also made it clear that we won't be going anywhere during that time either. His parents are really involved in his life. They call him daily to ask about work, his day, whatever, but they never ask about me or how I'm doing. If he brings me up in the conversation, they just brush it off and change the subject. They also live right down the street from us, so it's not like they're far away. Not once have they asked if we need anything or offered help. Meanwhile, my family lives out of state, so it's not like I have that support nearby either. It's beyond frustrating. Comment 1. This is so frustrating. Now is a good time for you and your DH to talk about setting boundaries with them and have a united plan for when your baby arrives. Comment 2. My ml mentioned to somebody that she can't go on a trip with them because she will be busy with the baby. How exactly is she going to be busy with the baby? You are the baby's mother. You will be busy with the baby. Is she pregnant and didn't tell anyone? Comment 3. I would make sure that your husband is really on board with 6 weeks of no visits. If they live close, this will require really strong spine from him. Is he able to say no to them? Story 3. FMIL overstepping. My wedding is in about 5 weeks, and I just got a text from an unknown number RSVPing for her and her husband. I asked my fiancé about it, and turns out it's someone his mom invited without asking us. Apparently, she told him she wanted an extra invite for someone, so they can send a gift, which, honestly, is not why I'm having a wedding. I'm not here for gifts, I just want to celebrate with the people who matter. Anyway, my fiancé doesn't see why this is a big deal because it's just two people. Like so many couples I've seen on TikTok, my fiancé hasn't helped plan anything, doesn't know the amount of work I've put into it, and most importantly, he doesn't seem to understand that our head count was due last month, according to the RSVP date on the invitations. To make matters worse, his parents didn't even pay for their half of the wedding, as they promised, so for her to invite people just because she wants them there, the audacity. And this comes right on the heels of Christmas. A few months ago, I was thinking about painting my KitchenAid mixer to match the decor of our new house, so I posted on Facebook asking for advice. My email saw the post and asked my fiancé what color I'd want, if it's not too expensive. Anyone with a KitchenAid knows they're never cheap, so I told him I'd like a specific color but wasn't asking anyone to buy it for me. He said I could return all my paint, so I thought that meant it was okay to get. Fast forward to Christmas, and my fiancé, struggling to find a gift for his mom, asks her what she wants. Her response? Well, if you guys are giving a mixer away. She fully meant mine. I was like, sure, whatever, since she got me one. Come Christmas morning, I opened up my gift from my fiancé, and guess what? He got me the mixer I had wanted. My heart sank. I knew I was going to be pissed at his parents later, especially after this woman had the nerve to give me a thin, flimsy $20 blanket. Meanwhile, I gave her a $400 regifted mixer because she wanted mine, remember? How do you ask for a $400 gift and give someone a $20 blanket in return? I haven't been okay with her since then, and this whole wedding situation is just the icing on the cake. I'm done with her. Anyway, ran over. Has anyone else dealt with this kind of thing? I can't be the only one. Comment 1. Opie, there is no gentle way to say this. Your fiancé is throwing red flags so fast they are a blur. He has gotten his mother a mixer and, potentially, an additional invitation. Not only that, in-laws haven't ponied up the dollars they promised for the wedding. You have a serious fiancé problem. He will side with her against you. Every single time. As far as the text about the wedding goes, respond who is this and who gave you my information? If they respond MIL. Then text back, sorry RSVPs were due a month ago. ML said something about someone sending a gift, but nothing about sending an invitation. Perhaps she can clarify this for you. Sorry. Good luck, Opie. You are really going to need it. Comment 2. This is where you need to put your foot down and set Mil firmly in her place, especially given she lied to you. Reply to the number saying, I'm so sorry, but I don't know who this is. However, there does seems to be some confusion. You weren't invited to our wedding, and we actually locked down RSVPs over a month ago. May I ask who gave you my details? Then when she says MIL, state, oh, MIL asked us for extra invite recently because someone wanted to send us a gift, but ML knew at the time that our numbers were confirmed. It was a bit strange at the time, but it appears there has been some miscommunication. Comment 3. I'd call the number and ask who they are, and then play dumb about them being invited and say, I'm so sorry. The RSVP date was X and unfortunately our venue cannot accommodate you. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.